First of all, welcome to the channel and thank you for stopping by. When time permits, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, if you're at all familiar with my channel, you'll know that I have a lot of bags. I go different places on different bikes, so I do need different pieces of luggage. What's appropriate for one bike is not appropriate for the other. What's appropriate for one trip is not necessarily appropriate for another trip. So I have been collecting bags. Now, I've worked with NICECNC a few times now, primarily on hard parts, things for my 790 Adventure and for my 390 Adventure. And they recently reached out and said, would you be interested in trying one of our bags? And again, being someone who uses a lot of bags, I said, go ahead, send me something over, and I'll be happy to take a look at it. And that's what we have today. Now, what we have here today is the NICECNC 38 to 53 liter tailbag. It's really pretty large at 38 liters. I can't wait to assemble it and see how big it gets. Probably more than I need for most trips, but I have a trip coming up this year that I know that this will be ideal for. So let's put it together. All right, this is going to be a handle at some point. Looks like we have some stiffeners. And here we have the bag itself. Plenty of straps, no matter what kind of bike you have. Shoulder strap, we'll put that aside. We probably won't be using the shoulder strap until much later in the year. Now, I do prefer waterproof luggage, absolutely. Not all luggage is waterproof. It does come with what I'll lose, a waterproof cover. Now, I unboxed this a little while ago, but I actually haven't figured out how it works yet. There we go, no assembly required. Just have to take the parts out and zipper. This is really large. Quite a bit of room in there. Let's see how big it is. Even with the peak on. Now, putting a helmet in here does leave it with very little space. However, this is a large helmet with a cardo on the side and the peak, so not the smallest helmet. I imagine the street helmet would fit much better. But it does fit. Now, in my opinion, this looks bigger than 38 liters. Fairly spacious. I was able to fit my helmet with the peak in it, only just barely. Without a peak, there would be more room, but I still don't believe that if you put a helmet in here, you're gonna have the opportunity to put much else in there with it. So I would not consider this a bag for your helmet. Now, the bag is fairly large at 38 liters. Not exactly great for a helmet, but certainly great for shoes, clothing, things you'll take camping with you or just for a day trip. But let's expand it out and see how much more room we really get moving it up to the 53. On the bottom, we have zippers. Zips all the way around, and then we just expand it. So we're getting a couple of inches on each side. It is unfortunate that this bag is not waterproof. Having an expandable waterproof bag would be absolutely great. Now, there are a plethora of bags for you to put your stuff on your bike. And most of them are limited to being a duffel bag, as in you'll have two handles, grab it, and go. This does have two features that make it incredibly convenient, especially if you have your hands full holding your helmet, in my case holding a camera, or who knows what else. The first one is, it comes with a shoulder strap. Now we can hold it this way, throw it over your shoulder. Even if you've got quite a bit of weight in here, it's easier than just having your arm drag down, and it leaves both hands free, but it does get better. Now you want your hands free, but you don't want all of the weight pulling down on one shoulder. Fortunately, this bag also includes backpack straps. Now with the backpack straps, the weight that you have with you will be evenly distributed. I can see this as being a great benefit, especially if you're taking a trip and you know you're going to be doing some hiking. You're going to hit some sights, see some things, walk around, or you simply don't want to leave your bag on your bike when you're going around town. I know that whenever I am in a city and I park my bike, I'm concerned about the things that are on the bike. With this, I can pop them all inside of the backpack, slip it on, and walk off. Now, when we're here on the back, we can disconnect the two straps for the backpack. And then here at the top, they've included a pocket where we can take those straps, put them away. There's nothing worse than having straps on your bag that are in the way when you're trying to hook it up to the bike. I wish I could take this out and test it, but unfortunately here in upstate New York, it is 17 today, and it has been between 15 and 25 since this arrived. So in the spring, or when I'm in Florida this year, I will be trying this out. Now, I mentioned earlier that I might have a trip that this is going to be incredibly helpful for. And that is, while I took this year off, I'm hoping to go back to flying to the West Coast, buying a bike, and riding it back across the country. This would be ideal. I'm not going to take my Nelson Rig panniers. I'm not even going to take a 50-liter bag. But this, I can take it on the plane as my carry-on in backpack form. It would be ideal for that sort of trip. And then when I get there, I just strap it on the bike, ride around the Pacific Northwest, and then ride home. So we will try this out this spring and give you an update. But for now, it looks very well made. The zippers are all fantastic. And interestingly, these zippers are waterproof, even though the bag isn't. Though of course, this is that material that is relatively water resistant. I certainly wouldn't put my cameras in here in the rain, but I think it would keep most things fairly dry. And of course, it does have the pullover, which again, Frank will lose because I lose all of them. Well, if you stuck around, thank you, and I appreciate it. Take care.